Okay, let's get started. Hello everyone, I'm Uchida, Vice President Business Development at the X Future. I'm Tokyo based. We went to live in the evening in Asia time. The X Future is an innovations marketplace specializing in the future factory. Imagine how the future factory will look like. Of course, the future factory has a value chain, and supply chain remains to play a significant role to deliver value to your customers. The way that you will definitely be updated going forward. Today, we will have a great founder in the end-to-end supply chain automation area, Sanket Sheth at Elixia Tech. How are you doing, Sanket?
Oh, I'm doing fine, Mickey. Thanks a lot for wonderful introduction.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for joining. We are very happy to have you here. So first, can you tell us more about what you let start Elixia Tech and the story behind it? I'm so curious about it.
All right. So hi guys. I am Sanket, founder of this company, Elixia Tech. We are a team of just a little above 150 now in Mumbai, and we are into supply chain digitalization. How did it all start? All right. So
Yeah.
I was in US. I did my master's in computer science from Arizona State University with information assurance concentration. After which I started working in a small company wherein I was the first software engineer to be recruited,
Mm-hmm.
and soon after which I did not like me building algorithms. I used to build a lot of machine learning algorithms and stuff, right? And I did not like someone else getting benefited out of it. So that made me fly back to India and start Elixia. So
Okay.
that is how I started Elixia back in 2011. uh,
Uh-huh.
I started interacting with a lot of logistic service providers and supply chain heads, and started understanding their pain points, and then built this wonderful
Mm.
revolutionary control tower.
Wow, cool. So you mentioned the problem statement. You started understanding their problems. So let's explore the problem statement. So specifically, what is the problem statement that your startup Alexia Tech is solving?
All right.
Why?
So,
Yeah.
yeah, so I spent like good 4 to 5 years interacting with a lot of supply chain heads and logistic service providers, trying to understand the pain point in India, and started realizing the costs. The actual cost of logistics is about 14% of the GDP
Wow.
of India, which is not at all good. Globally it's
Mm,
9%. So
mhm,
ideally, the Indian logistic cost should go down and
mm.
should become 9.
Yeah. Why is there such gap?
Because firstly, there is no visibility in logistics.
Um,
The cost goes high, so as soon as material is ready in plant, and as soon as it is dispatched, no one knows what exactly is going on with the material. Um,
oh, I see.
there are vehicle thefts, there is food loss, there is high detention costs. There are so many problems which usually supply chain heads face, especially with
Mhm.
regards to multiple products working in silos. So there is no centralized platform to monitor and bring visibility or reduce cost for goods in transit.
I see. I see. Wow, so impressive. And yeah, the information that's a gap between 9% and 14% is quite new to me. It's very interesting. And can you tell how are you addressing, how are you solving those problems?
So soon after understanding the problem, we started building this revolutionary supply chain control tower, and
Mm-hmm.
this particular tower is actually split into three phases: pre-transit, in-transit, and post-transit phases. So what have we done, Mickey, is
Yeah.
especially in pre-transit phase, the
Yeah.
system automatically lets customers know how many vehicles to procure and what type of vehicles to procure, and it
Mm-hmm.
creates indents and sends
Yeah.
across those indents to transporters for them to revert back with vehicle details and driver details. So
Mm-hmm.
the need of dispatch tracker or
Mm-hmm.
dispatch planner is not needed now. So the entire
Ah, okay.
the downstream logistics or downstream
Mm-hmm.
supply chain does not require dispatch planner. The system automatically does it. So
I see.
that's the soft bot of pre-transit, followed by
Mm-hmm.
in-transit, wherein we bring intelligence based on data captured through GPS devices, helping
Mm-hmm.
customers know about stoppages, delayed delivery,
Mm-hmm.
estimated time of arrivals, route violations, and a lot of other things. So it's like an automated control room. So the control room executives are not required for supply chain heads. The system automatically does this for them, right? So they save a lot of capital expense here. Also, the post transit, wherein we capture automated PODs along with shortage, damage, excess, and the entire billing platform helps give penalties and pay to all the vendors or partners or LSPs as such. So it's the automated billing platform. So now the entire suite, starting from procure to pay, is kind of automated in totality. So that's what supply chain control tower is all about.
Wow, that's so cool. Wow, that's so nice. And yeah, I would like to more about the details. So, can you give us some examples, the use cases that you're working on?
Oh, sure.
Typical one.
So
Typical one.
yeah. So I have several use cases. One of them being of an FMCG major. So it's one of the very big FMCG companies in India, wherein we had installed GPS devices along with temperature sensors, helping us monitor real-time temperature of refrigerated vehicles and cold rooms. So we
Oh.
send alerts in case of temperature conflicts. We send
Mhm.
temperature compliance reports and stuff. So and that's for
Mhm.
cold chain, right? So for the
Yeah.
industry like FMCG, pharma, or cold chain, they are the ones
Mhm.
who actually use this. So
Mhm.
after adopting this solution and after adopting the entire supply chain control tower, the company benefited.
Mhm.
The supply chain heads, Mickey, have this
Yeah.
metric called rate per ton or cost per kg. So it was
Okay.
initially about 7,000 rupees. So in rupees, it was 7,000, which
Mhm.
dropped to 6,100, which is
Mhm.
about 12 to 13% of savings, which customer did by
Mhm.
adopting the entire supply chain control tower. Also,
Wow.
there's another use case of another so one of the very big 3PL companies in India
Mhm.
who started
Mhm.
using our pre-transit module, wherein the
Mhm.
system based on product dimensions, product weight, based on vehicle dimensions and vehicle
Mhm.
payload capacity, the
Mhm.
system automatically suggested how many trips should a particular customer do, right? So that's what the system does. And after which the actual trips went down from 3,000 trips to 2,700 trips. So there was a
Mhm.
savings of 300 trips, which eventually leads to a pretty
Mhm.
good savings for a customer. So these are
Wow,
yeah,
that's
these
so
are
impressive.
thank you. Yeah, thanks, Mickey.
Yeah. So you mentioned the cost package. Reduction in cost package is uh, 12 to 13%. That's quite impressive. And so I guess that ROI to customers may be very much appreciated. And in general, do you have any other metrics to measure ROI to customers?
There are several factors or parameters which customers usually use to actually measure the ROI as such. One is the very important savings, especially on vendor share adherence. So, based on share of business, there could be a lot of savings which customers can do,
Mhm.
ensuring there is adherence to the allocation of orders to
Mhm.
vendors. Uh,
Yeah.
one being heavy vehicle utilization. So
Mhm.
instead of procuring like a 32 feet single axle, procuring 30
Mhm.
feet multi-axle vehicle or a 40 feet
Mhm.
vehicle would save more cost. Wherein we also maximize volume and weight for customers and help them reduce number of trips.
Mhm.
So that
Mhm.
is what we do, and there are several other ROI measures or benefits which customers usually get by adopting
Mhm.
any control tower for that matter. Yes.
Oh, that's so nice. And in these days, cold chain plays a significant role to deliver the to deliver fruits and to deliver fresh something that needs, yeah, some pharmaceutical that requires very precise temperature control. And can you give us some examples about how your product is helping the cold chain?
Sure, yeah. So there are several customers using, I mean, several in the sense there are actually about 100 odd customers or even more using my cold chain solution now. The We mainly focus on FMCG, which is fast moving consumable goods, pharma companies, and cold chain, which is
Yeah.
dairy or ice cream companies. They usually have to maintain a temperature within a short range. Say for instance, a chocolate needs to be always between 2 degrees Celsius to 8 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
So the temperature probes which we install in the refrigerated vehicles help
Mhm.
us monitor real time temperature. And in case of conflict, which means if the temperature goes beyond 8 degrees and if it reaches
Mhm.
10 degrees, the system
Mhm.
automatically sends alert to customers in the form of email, SMS, and telephonic. So there are several pharma companies wherein there are medicines going all across. In all such cases as well, the critical items which actually go need to be maintained between a specific temperature range, and we send temperature compliance reports and temperature conflict alerts to them. Also,
Mhm.
there is humidity sensors helping us measure
Mhm.
humidity in refrigerated vehicles. This is how we can monitor real-time temperature and humidity of vehicles and cold
Mhm.
rooms.
That's Yeah, that sounds very nice. But I'm afraid that because your product is managing the cold chain supply chain from top to toe. So I'm afraid that it will be difficult to install. And what are the timelines and steps to implement your solutions?
So it's not very difficult to install. I mean, we have presence pan India. So the field engineers usually go ahead and install these sensors and GPS devices, but that's okay. The timeline of actually adopting a solution varies anywhere between 6 weeks to 8 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
depending on the integrations which we do, because several supply chain companies, be it FMCG or pharma, have legacy systems like SAP or JDA or Oracle. So to integrate with their legacy system and pull information, we require some time, which is about couple of weeks. And as
Mm-hmm.
soon as that happens, everything gets automated. So entire supply chain execution is automated. So if you consider my cycle time, which means as soon as I receive an order till we go live, it takes usually about 6 to 8 weeks for me. So that those are the timelines. And with regards to dependencies, if we
Mm-hmm.
actually talk, while we are slightly dependent on supply chain head to actually understand the business, we are slightly dependent on IT team as well to actually support us and ensure that the integration is faster and stuff. But nothing beyond that. We take control of everything.
Okay, that's nice. And in the last, I would like to share some more interesting use case if you have, or if there is anything that you would like to share with your potential users.
Oh, sure. So firstly, supply chain heads, if you are a supply chain head or a logistics head, or if you want to actually digitalize or have any projects with regards to supply chain, be it logistics, be it warehouse, be it inventory, be it any segment of logistics, be it inbound, be it primary logistics, which is line haul or distribution, or be it imports or exports, will be more than happy to actually understand pain points. Or if there are specific pain points, and there is technology adoption possible, I'll be more than happy to actually guide and support, understanding the pain points or gray areas, and then maybe see if there is a scope for digitalization, and maybe we can take things ahead as such. So that is what I would want to share.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm so we are also on LinkedIn, and there are several deals which we crack through LinkedIn, so you can get connected on LinkedIn, and we can support you that ways as well.
Okay, cool. So you're so when you so the first thing that you are going to do with supply chain head is to detect the pain points. So
Correct.
probably, and I think we have already gone through some pain points, but so just as a reminder, what are the typical pain points that you typically hear from the supply chain heads?
So just to let you know, usually visibility is one of the biggest pain point,
Mm-hmm.
and everything else boils down, right? So to know where the fleet is, where the product is, be it any mode of transportation, sea, air, rail, or surface, so it's very important for us to know, for supply chain head to know where the vehicle is. Reduction of cost through several means and measures, be it planning phase, or be it allocation, or be it transporter performance, or be it on time deliveries. So that is also something which everyone craves for. We always want 100% on time deliveries, but it's not really
Mm-hmm.
practically possible. But to send estimated time of arrival alerts or delayed delivery alerts helps us investigate and take necessary actions. So these are
Mm-hmm.
several pain points which usually people live with, and
Mm-hmm.
adopting technology like supply chain control tower helps us mitigate them.
Okay, cool. Nice. So the so yeah. So you're so how I would like to understand. So by visualization, how the supply chain head can get ROI. So by visualizing the process.
See, first, there are several dashboards and reports which we actually build. We do a lot of big data analytics. Firstly, we collect a lot of data,
Mm-hmm.
and data means everything. This data
Mm-hmm.
gets converted into reports and analytics for supply chain heads to actually see and take necessary actions. We show exceptions to them. There are several algorithms which we have built helping them see forecasted results, like especially for their spends. There are several spends which they do, like detention spends, like loading costs, unloading costs, freight costs, and they have a budget, right? So they
Yep.
can store the budget in our system, and based on our forecasted results, they would be able to actually see how exactly are they faring, with their supply chain costs and stuff, right? So it becomes
Mm-hmm.
easy for them to control costs that ways as well. So,
Ah, okay.
and have a control on ROI. It should
Mm-hmm.
eventually benefit supply chain head, and the system should create a value, and that is what
Mm-hmm.
we have built. So all our algorithms, the big data analytics, help them
Mm-hmm.
bring a lot of benefit as such.
Okay, so your algorithm can visualize can visualize the margin that you can reduce that you can reduce incrementally.
Yes, yes, yes. So that is what it is all about. There are several control towers in market which do not really do so. I mean, the ones who are typical control towers, they just bring in visibility. The
Mm-hmm.
actual next step of visibility is to send alerts
Mm-hmm.
to customers. The next
Mm-hmm.
step is the system automatically takes decisions for them. So that
Mm-hmm.
is where we are currently, wherein the system takes decisions and shows projections and forecasted results to supply chain heads, thereby taking necessary actions.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, and I think that I think that the supply chain head will be we'll have some assurance about what's going on where and how much they are saving.
Sure, yes, that is perfect.
Okay, cool. All right, and do you have any other things if you have to share with the audience today.
So yeah, I mean, I'll be more than happy to share across the solution to a lot of problems. Over the past 10 years, I have learned a lot on supply chain digitalization. So, be it adoption of technology, be it solving pain points, while I have interacted with hundreds of logistic managers and supply chain heads, it becomes very easy for me to actually understand what the problem is and solve it. The solutions which we have built is globally scalable actually. So any customer from any country can interact with me. The entire solution is internationalized as well, which means it is converted into multiple languages. So if be it a customer from Brazil, the solution could be converted into Brazilian Portuguese, or be it a customer in Japan, the solution actually can be converted into Japanese as well, Mickey. So it becomes very easy for customers to understand what the solution is all about and start using it directly. So I'll be more than happy to share or solve problems, and that is what I am for.
Okay, cool. So you are on LinkedIn. So if anyone who are interested in Sanket solution, yeah, just contact him. So thank you very much.
Sure.
So yes, thank you very much for Sanket for joining the show. Okay, thank you everyone. Good night. Bye bye.
Thank you, Mickey. It was a pleasure being a part of this show, and
Yeah.
I sincerely appreciate you and the entire team of X Future, and the way you are actually building. The innovation marketplace by itself means a lot, and I appreciate all the startups and all the customers on board to actually start collaborating and take things ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much for your kind words, and I hope that we can connect more startups to the end users. So
Sure,
that is our mission.
sure,
Thank you,
sure.
thank you for joining.
Thank you. You have a good time. Thank you very much, Mickey.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.